It's Boogie coming to you live, doing a little math. Sorry about that. What I was trying to do was get things situated, but I realized I needed to do some things beforehand. So try to go ahead and handle those things. And now, essentially, what I'm gonna do is I'm
Winston
gonna
Rose.
go back through exactly what I did. What's up, y'all? Let's see here. So just to show you what I did, there was a couple people that I changed. Trey Hopkins, Billy Price, Michael Jordan, Isaiah Prince, Fred Rose. Looks like Carlos Dunlap, Jermaine Pratt, and Darius Phillips. So the way that I did this was that I went to Pro Football Focus and I grabbed essentially people that were graded around the same area. So for
Yo
Trey
Wassup.
Hopkins, what's up, man? So for Trey Hopkins, his comparable for pass blocking was Chase Rulier from Washington. For run blocking, I used Nick. For pass blocking, the impact blocking, the pass block finesse to use. So I did that for him. For Billy Price, it was Coleman Shelton for both run and pass blocking. That was not really good because he hasn't been good. Michael Jordan, it was Mark Lewinsky and Will Richardson from Jacksonville. So let me get into the actual
What are you
thing
doing
here.
again?
So what I'm doing here is prepping this roster for basically a sim. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of showing you guys the background of how some of this stuff kind of happens. Because there's a lot of work that I put into this for it to be accurate. So as you can see, Madden is like never accurate when it comes to us. I don't know if you can tell from like the ratings, but I've already changed some of the
Oh,
ratings
next
here.
season.
Yeah, for next season. So Trey Hopkins, I moved up to a 72. I've even moved people back too. It's not just a moving up kind of thing. Billy Price moved down to a 60. Michael Jordan moved to a 67. Um, we look at C1. I have to see what happens when I switch him to his correct position. Carlos Dunlap, 85. Obviously, he was probably the best three, so Jermaine Pratt had to be better than him at 75. Darius Phillips was another one for me. He's a guy that moved up. You can see he moved up to an 80. So as you can see, a lot of this stuff is wrong. So I already went ahead and made those changes.
Explain Winston Rose from the CFK.
Winston
CFL.
Rose, I have I have no idea who Winston Rose is, to be honest with you. I think I saw him. I think we signed him as a cornerback. I know nothing about him. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's from the Canadian Football League. I'll probably end up doing.
He
Um,
led in it.
yeah, he led them in interceptions, but I'll probably end up doing a separate video about him. This one primarily is about kind of like the rebuild, but I will do some research on him and get
Why
back to
you
you
a
guys.
Bengals fan?
I'm a Bengals fan because I've been a Bengals fan for the longest. From when we were bad in the '90s until now. So I kind of earned my stripes, for lack of a better word, in terms of what to kind of expect and to have expectations for this team. Um, Kind of hopefully end in a championship. It's tough though. This is not an easy franchise
Bengals
to
for
choose for.
life.
Bengals for life for sure, bro. Um, so let me go ahead and get into this. So what I did is I'm pulling up right now this website called Our Lads. They have depth charts that are way more accurate than what we have here. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm actually before I
Who
set the
day?
depth chart, I'm gonna go in here and set guys to the proper position. So as you guys saw, this is like all muddied up. So I'm going to be using like a mix of this website and what we have on here. So this website lists Cordy Glenn as the left tackle, John Jerry, Fred Johnson, which we know is there. Isaiah Prince is incorrectly listed as a left tackle. He's actually a right tackle. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that real quick.
Houday.
Houday, what's up? How was you guys' holiday season? Switch him to a right tackle.
Why do the Bengals struggle against the Steelers? My Ravens own them.
I think the reason we struggle against the Steelers, I think it's more of a mental kind of thing. I think the fact that they've kind of there's some bad blood there, and I think that we just can't get out of our own way against them. I think the fact that we have a new
You
coach in
think Burrow
place,
or
maybe
Young?
that'll help it. Burrow for sure. So let's see, right guard we got John Jerry also is at right guard as well.
Thanks for answering my questions, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem at all, bro. No problem at
Should
all.
we trade Andy or Mag? Nah.
I think we definitely should trade Andy for sure. If it were me, I would trade him and try to get a player for him.
Great, hope your holidays were as well. We getting Burrow, so that was best Christmas gift ever.
Yeah, getting Burrow is definitely the best Christmas gift ever for sure.
Ravens and Bengals are usually split the last couple of years.
Yeah, they have, man. But this year it's been different. I think the biggest factor in that is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is
Facts.
exactly what I thought he would be. This guy's looking like, not gonna sugarcoat it. This guy's looking like he's gonna lead you guys to the Super Bowl, and it's definitely gonna win the MVP. So, if I had to pick a team to go to the Super Bowl, I think it would definitely be the Ravens. You also look at the 49ers from the other division. I think that they could go as well. But it's pretty much they did their job, man. I mean, they're a very well-run organization. Very well run. Let me see here. All right. So I need to move Isaiah Prince.
If you can't contain him, you have to try to outscore him. That's why Burrow is our guy. Who do you
Yeah.
want in free agency?
Corey Littleton. Definitely. Corey Littleton, a linebacker. The Bengals need a linebacker. And I agree also with the comment about Lamar Jackson. Like, you can't really stop him. There's no, just if you were to get Chase Young, that does not stop Lamar Jackson. You have to be able to score with him. You have to be able to try to
Draft
outscore
LB.
him. Oh yeah, you could draft a linebacker, but it just really depends where in the draft you kind of catch one at. It looks like the Bengals have finally had some luck roll their way with this last draft, but in drafts
Gonna miss
prior.
Andy S. legendary pre-game speeches.
Oh man, Andy was pretty bad at pregame speeches. I'm sure that must have been sarcastic. And win together. That was horrible. It was like nobody even believed that. Hopefully Burrow is better at those pregame
Just think
speeches.
about it, the AFC North could be like this next year. Ravens with Jackson, Browns with Mayfield, Bengals with Burrow, and the Steel. Gonna miss Andy period.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Steelers are in a weird position because, like, Big Ben is coming back, but you don't know what he really has left in the tank for real.
Peenish, peenish, peenish.
Yeah, don't really know what he has left
What
in
is
this.
going on, man?
Nothing much, bro. What's going on? It's my first time using
I
text to
want tea,
speech.
bye bye soft ginger. Penis.
Oh man, what's up, bro?
Penis,
Alright.
penis, penis. Trade a package of Dalton, Ross, Kirkpatrick, A fourth round pick to Dolphins for one of their lower first round picks. Get our linebacker there.
Uh, it depends on because you gotta think about it, man. Like if you're gonna trade for Drake or Patrick, most teams
Not
know
Ross.
that he's not that
Who is a
that
better
good.
Bengal, Pacman or Vontaze? Dalton is
Who's
Pennis.
who is a better? I mean, both of them were good Bengals while they were here. I'd probably say Vontez though, like Vontez since he's
Nicker.
still playing. So yeah, wow,
Burrow Daddy.
Burrow Daddy.
No, I'm saying all of them for one of their lower first round picks. They have 3 this year. Andy
Right.
Dalton is Pennis.
Andy Dalton. Come on, bro. It's hilarious. Wow.
That would free up a ton of cap space too. LOL. What do you think Edge will be rated?
AJ next year might be like 86, 85, just because he didn't play the whole season. Uh,
Brandon Wilson should higher overall.
yeah, I think so. Brandon Wilson. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like crazy. Like,
I am so hyped for next year.
yeah, next year would be definitely dope. 61 for Brandon Wilson. First of all, like, let's just go through the ridiculous Madden grades here. I think we could start with. Well, he's still a rookie.
We said that last time.
Let's see. Actually, these aren't too bad. I didn't take. I think 83. He could be. Well, I guess 83 is cool.
I liked Andy, but sometimes I wanted to punch that soft stupid look on his face. Antonio Brown to the Bengals perhaps?
Nah, AB's not coming to the Bengals. Drew Sample is too high. He is trash. Cordy Glenn should be
I'm
higher.
excited to see also who we get in the second round with Burrow.
Yeah, second round would be pretty dope. I think that's where they go
Ab be
defense.
sexy on Bengals.
I think that's where the second round is where we kind of take that defensive player.
What will Mixon be rated?
I think Mixon will be pretty
They
high.
might not even get Burrow. What happened to Jeremy Hill?
Jeremy Hill is like a bum now.
Nicker.
Come on, bro. For real.
Nicker.
This is hilarious.
Nicker. Nicker.
Wow.
Lol.
Oh man.
We will get Burrow.
Yep. I think we will. Let me see. Who wants to be a moderator? We gotta
Jeremy Hill
cleanse
is
the
on the
list up out.
Patriots, which is who we're beating tomorrow. Coke. Who is worse, Flacco or Eli? Burrow babies. I
I'd
will.
probably say. I'd probably say.
Me. Who you think leaving? I will. Poop. GGZ, I remember saying no way we're going 3-1-3, we end up going 2-1-4 lol. But who day though, Bengals are second. Where's
Yep.
Sem at?
Hey, what's up, Ing Ravens? I didn't even see you was on here, bro. What's up, bro?
PP.
What's up, bro? Let's see.
Who day? Coke or Pepsi? Who dey gonna beat them Bengals? Nobody. Dalton is doo-doo. Who you think leaving?
I think a couple people could be gone. Um, I think when you talk about who would be
Everybody.
leaving, I think Dalton. Dalton's definitely leaving. I
Gingers
think
have no souls. Dalton should be a cook then a free agent.
I think Dalton's gone though. I think Dre actually
Who
might be
dey
gone
beat them
too.
Bengals? Everybody.
Hold on, man. I think I might have to switch back from the chat or whatever to the regular joint. I think that's probably the best way to go. Comments to speech, too many trolls. All right, saw that issue. Turned it off real quick. Crazy. And he throwing interception, Dalton. I'm just reading through some of y'all comments right now. But shout out to Ing Raven. Zim is probably chilling in his Burrow jersey right now. If you haven't seen any new videos from me, I actually just did a collab with my man Quincy. You might see him as Worst Take on YouTube. He's got a pretty good channel. Be sure to check him out. I also did an interview with Flimlo as well, so it was a three kind of man kind of stream. So definitely, definitely check it out. Yeah, I'm definitely friends with Zim. I mean, he's my co-host. Yeah, of course I remember Chris Henry. Love Chris Henry. Zach Taylor has no excuse for the offensive struggle next year. That's true. That's true. Um. So yeah, let me get back to this real quick. So left tackle, we got Cordy Glenn. He's probably gonna be gone next year, but for purposes, accuracy purposes, we have that. We got Billy Price, Michael Jordan, left guard. Center, Trey Hopkins, right guard. We got all three of those guys. Right tackle, Bobby Hart, Isaiah Prince. Left defensive end, Kerry Wynn, I think is injured, so he's out there. But apparently, this dude we just signed, who I have no idea who the hell this dude is a defensive end. So cool. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely want to have Fred Johnson at right tackle. The King presents. AJ Green definitely should re-sign him. Right tackle or linebacker in the second round. I agree with that. Titans, the Titans. I feel like the Titans can actually pull the upset. I think the Titans gonna pull the upset on the real. No lie, I think they're gonna pull the upset. I might be wrong on that, but I think the reason why is for multiple reasons. Number one, Derrick Henry. The fact that they can keep Tom Brady and that Patriots offense off the field, I think is huge. The last time the Titans and the Patriots played, the Titans won. Another reason, Mike Vrabel played for the Patriots, was on the staff, I believe. He knows Belichick and those guys in and out. He knows their secrets. He knows what they do. So whether that's acting like you're gonna be filming a series and you're actually filming plays and stuff, he knows all of those tricks of the trade. Another reason, Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill been balling out of his mind for the past ever since he came in, really. Like he had like one interception on in a shaky game, getting thrown in there. But ever since then, Ryan Tannehill has been the difference for the Tennessee Titans. So I really like the Titans to pull the upset. Remember, I said that the Titans might upset the Patriots during the wild card. Yeah, I don't know why people think that Burrow have a bad situation in Cincy either. Outside of really like, outside of it being like ownership, like that's the only thing that I could see. But I think like ownership is really not in a position where they can afford to kind of really mess it up because the fans have kind of spoken like we're not gonna go to games if you're not gonna put a good product out on the field. So like they really don't have a choice. I was listening to Dave Lapham talk, and Dave Lapham said that he thinks that the Bengals will go after a linebacker in free agency. Um, they feel like they may have something in Fred Johnson. Fred Johnson did pretty good at the left tackle position. You talk about guys that you can get rid of next year, like Dre. He's gonna be turning 30. You know what I mean? Like you can cut Dre for nothing and save a bunch of money. You could get rid of Corey Glenn. That's another guy who I think is gone next year. I think that you should trade these guys for other pieces or other players, but that's literally like basically 20 million. Actually, more than 20 million because Andy Dalton, if you trade him next year, that's 17 million right there that you save. So you're talking about like 30 million that you can get from these guys. So like those guys could be shown the door next year. You talk about cap savings. Who do we draft if Burrow says he? I don't think Burrow's gonna say like he's not coming. Like the type of guy that Burrow is, I don't think that he's not coming. I don't think Burrow would just be like I'm out. Like I just don't see Burrow like being like I'm not gonna play. Like I mean, you talk about the fact that this guy at one point was like basically a fourth round pick projected going into the season. I don't think he would be like I don't want to be the number one player picked in the draft. So like for me, I think Burrow's just gonna be Burrow and do what he does. Um, but real quick before I get out of here, I mean I'm probably gonna set the depth chart accordingly. But just so you can see, Andy Dalton, that's what it is. Joe Mixon, we got our wide receivers here. We got tight end. Wait, make sure I got this line right. So you can see Fred Johnson. He'll probably end up starting. But I'm gonna use this roster to kind of go in and restart this whole rebuild. So I don't know if you've checked my rebuilds yet. Check my other ones. I already did some like from way earlier in the season. Got one with Tua. I think I also had one with Joe Burrow already, but like obviously that was like mid-season. It's gonna be it again. I also have one that was like the Chase Young lover's dream, which is taking Chase Young and then following that up with taking Jalen Hurts. That one was interesting. The Bengals actually went to the Super Bowl. Like Chase Young was okay, but Jalen Hurts really just like snapped out of nowhere. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that was the file or what. But as you can see, got this roster together. Um, be on the lookout for some videos that I'll have coming. Me and Zim are still gonna have the podcast going, so if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe on any kind of iTunes platform to the Cincy Jungle podcast, because that is where you'll be able to find a lot of the audio stuff. We're gonna be talking about everything. We still have to do our end of the season award show, so I'm gonna connect with him and figure out when we're doing that. Schedules have been kind of crazy, especially with him moving to a new house and stuff like that. So I'm trying to give him enough time to get situated. Once he gets situated, we're gonna come back with that, and then we're gonna still keep banging it out. I'm not sure what the schedule will be, given that the off season is here, but clearly with the draft and things like that, there's going to be a lot of talk. There's going to be a lot of options. They could trade down. There's a whole bunch of stuff we could talk about. We could really talk about a lot of good stuff. But the plan also is to go to Vegas. Vegas is in the cards for the Orange is the New Black podcast, New Stripe City, Zim. I want to get there. I want to do a vlog. I want to be at the draft. So if you guys know anybody that has any kind of deals or anything in terms of for the draft getting in, because like I already tried to um, reach out to like the NFL events place, so I'm trying to get the tickets now. I don't know if any of you guys know anybody behind the scenes. If you do, let me know. um, you can tweet me on Twitter at New Stripe City. I'm trying to just basically solidify a ticket. So I've gone to their website. I've gone and said that I'm interested in going to the draft. That's what the primary goal is. That is what I want to bring to you guys in terms of one of the major vlogs that I've done. I know I did one where I went back to PBS and I went to PBS and unfortunately it was against the 49ers and we got murdered. But I want to do something that's special. The Bengals are picking number one. It's in Vegas. Gotta be there. Might be there for multiple days. So we'll see. It's in the cards and it's in the works right now. But stay tuned because there'll be that. There'll be more content coming to you guys from this channel. One announcement that I did want to make. I've been kind of taking a break. I know you guys have probably been like, where's Ace been at? I've been contemplating the direction of this channel. So much that I'm thinking about opening it up from just being a Bengals channel to possibly bringing in some other sports like basketball and stuff like that. But here's the deal. I, in my heart, want to keep this a Who Dey channel. But you guys got to work with me. If we can get at least 10,000 subs by the combine, when the combine kicks off in February, if we can get this up to 10,000, solely a Bengals channel, okay? Solely a Bengals channel, and we'll keep it there. We'll keep it in Who Dey Nation. That's what I want to do. Help me make that happen. Help me keep New Stripe City in like the Cincinnati Bengals zone because we don't have much out here, man. Like we really don't. Um, but that's the plan. Before I get out of here, I'm gonna just give you guys some love and go through the comments. Looks like it's only 6 people still here. So, so I watched the NBA. I watched the NFL. I watched some college and stuff here. I don't watch much NHL to be honest with you. I don't watch much baseball either. Those are like the two sports that I like literally don't know anything about. I actually might know more about baseball than hockey. I know some of the good players in hockey, but that's about it. One funny story is it's crazy because I'm like super into sports, like I'm a super sports head. But the first time that I was stumped, I was at the gym and I was getting some water, and this was like probably 5 or 6 years ago. And a guy comes up to me and he's like, "Man, what's going on with A Rod?" And I'm like, I have no getting clue. I had no idea. But yeah, next time I get at you guys, it will be with some more Bengals content. Like I said, check out the podcast. Also gonna do stuff like this, the Madden stuff. I know that this is kind of for a small segment of the community, but this is kind of like how I kind of keep things going, especially during downtime. So we'll get that going. We'll get a new Burrow rebuild because it's obvious that Burrow is going to be the guy. And then obviously we had some things like Fred Johnson emerge and some other players emerge. So we'll see what happens. But thanks for tuning in. And as usual, I'll leave you guys with a Who Dey all day, every day, especially on Sunday.